And I feel so helpless all the time regarding this anyway, that when I have to hear my mom's friend's shit, the same one that has pissed me off numerous times over the past several months, you know, not recently, okay, until now, then it just reinforces my feelings of helplessness and frustration. She doesn't get it, people, you know? She doesn't get it. Doesn't she think it killed me that I didn't want my mom to wind up having to be sectioned this past October, but it was necessary when I have to later hear this woman, oh, that's ridiculous. You know, and I'm thinking to myself, it wound up being her psychologist who sectioned her only because she had an appointment, but I talked to Crisis that night. They were going to come over right that night based on what I had said and talking to my mom. You don't know shit. Just because you don't want my mom to be sick, you think I want my mom to be sick. You think I want all this court shit to be happening, you know? Doesn't mean, you know, that's how this woman is, though. And I had to hear it from her. I'm already all upset about what how this Netto staff is treating me, about all this crap and my mom being committed to this. And then I have to hear her saying, you know, this shouldn't even have happened. This might have been prior to when my mom was committed, but regardless, this shouldn't have happened. Your mom didn't need to be sectioned. You could have just kept an eye on her for a couple weeks and seen how it went with reducing, you know, the Depakote or whatnot. Like, being on the Depakote she'd been on for years was what's called, you know what I mean? The woman is delusional in that she just, I'm sorry, but my mom did need to be sectioned, and I have to hear this bitch saying this to me. And my cousin was like, yeah, let her live with you, Mom. My cousin was experiencing it too. My mom would be calling at all hours, and, you know, my cousin, I mean, not that I don't like my cousin now, but at the time I liked my cousin. My cousin couldn't stand this woman because my cousin saw exactly what the woman was doing, just butting in and et cetera, et cetera. But my cousin won't put up with it. My cousin put the woman in her place, whereas I don't know how to do that, and neither does my mom. See? And I don't want my mom to be in this position, but I also don't want to get sick, okay? And if my mom doesn't put her foot down with this woman who's already, you know, yeah, that's nice. You gave us the name of a lawyer, you know. It doesn't mean we're gonna take these. It doesn't mean we want this person. It doesn't mean he's gonna. You know what I mean? It's like you give us the name and then you butt out. You don't talk to him on our behalf and whatnot, and you know. But you guys have to realize this isn't the first time. People who know me, my close friends, my email friends, I mean, I've been bitching about this woman periodically for months. The things she was doing. I mean, I didn't want my mom to wind up sectioned this past October, but she did. It was necessary for this woman to be saying, oh, it's ridiculous. She didn't need to go in the hospital and blah, blah, blah. And I kept my mouth shut, but I wanted to say to her, I'm like, I was trying to get her into the hospital. I didn't want this. My God, she was supposed to take care of Omar while I moved in with this woman. The woman was coming, and I had to cancel. I canceled on the same day she was coming because I could predict what was going to happen with my mom. I don't need her fucking friend thinking that she doesn't ever need to go in the hospital and whatever. Or thinking that my mom has so much power, especially under this situation, to get her meds reduced. You know? I don't need that kind of burden put on me when I'm already under an obscene amount of chronic stress and frustrated as hell. Again, it would have been a completely different story had my mother's psychiatrist she'd been seeing for years, had my mom experienced, say, a seizure in her own home after reducing the Depakote, or you get it, but since it happened under mysterious circumstances, and I don't believe for one second that that's too much of a coincidence. They did something. They did something to cause it, and then they're covering their own asses, and she winds up on more Depakote than she's ever been on. You know? I don't have to be happy about that. But I can't be talking to my mom's doctor to fight with this. My mom's friend thinks to the contrary. She's too, like, I don't even know what the word is for her. But think about it. I'm the one, my cousin and I both, who talked to Crisis and whatnot, who knew my mom that she had to be sectioned. Remember, at that time, Auntie wasn't in the picture. I knew my mom had to be sectioned. I have to later hear this Christian woman, oh, it's ridiculous. She didn't need to be sectioned. You could have just kept an eye on her for a couple weeks. Meanwhile, I told you, she went off on the neighbors, she did this, she did that. I mean, like my cousin said, let her live here and deal with your mom. I don't easily want my mom put in the friggin' mental hospital, but to have to hear that woman saying, oh, it was unnecessary, like what the fuck? So I want you to get an idea of her so you understand why I am so upset and overreacting perhaps over this latest thing. It's because it's a long history of things, see, over the past less than a year, several months, okay, almost a year, say, since what, almost a year. It's a long history of things with this woman. Okay, now this is the latest thing. But this latest thing is on top of not that long ago where, I mean, we all wish, but anyone who cares about my mom we wish she didn't have to be on so much psych meds. The thing with the Depakote upsets me again because it was under false pretenses. And that just makes me ill, okay? But ill or not or whatnot, I can't get involved to the point of talking to my mom's doctors. If I'm construed as somebody who's against my mom's meds or whatnot, I mean, that can be construed, I'm sorry, as elder abuse, since the doctors feel my mom, it's necessary for her to be on that for proper functioning, see? But try to say this to this woman, and you get, like, it's like talking to a brick wall. I didn't even go that far. I just mentioned, it's like, even